Good day, lovers. Welcome to my channel. My name is Hilma Daniel, and please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time we upload a video. We quite have a topic today, and this topic is inspired by Habidia, or a conversation that we just had earlier on today. As you can see, or if you've been following, uploaded a video and we are busy working on our body. I'll give you guys feedback on the after 30 days on how much weight I've lost. I'll try to be as honest as I can be. Unfortunately, I lost a video that I took on the first day, but I will see. I'll just try to be honest enough as in whether I will lose weight or I won't lose weight, and I'll advise accordingly. Well, this video today is about something else. So I woke up, I went to do my runnings as usual. Today we are on day 8, and I came back home. So my partner is busy watching TV, and on a scene on TV happens. I was not following. I just caught him laughing and looking at me, and he's like, "No, don't answer, it's a trap." And I was like invested in knowing what is a trap, what happened, what's going on. And he was like, "No." He told me a story. So this is what happens. He's watching TV, and it's a man and a woman. They're married with a son in the house. I don't know who else because I was not following. It was just that scene that caught my attention. And apparently the boy child is heartbroken. And so the father of the child says to the child, "Don't worry, I was also once heartbroken, you'll get over it." And the wife was like, "Who broke your heart?" And then now that is when my husband went in to say, "Don't answer, it's a trap." And then he ended up answering, "It's 15 years ago." And then it's like, "You see, it's even 15 years ago." And she's going on. And now the woman is going on, "Who broke your heart? When was it?" And you know how women go on about these dramas. And so it became a conversation between the two of us where I'm like, "But what's wrong with telling us who broke your heart 15 years ago? You people, you also come in a relationship." So I turned the thing around. I was like, you when you met me, you even went to the extent of asking me how many people did I sleep with, how many people did I date, and I had to tell you my whole life story. And he was like, "Look, those are basic questions every man must be asking, because those are what did he say? Those are the most important questions to a man." And he said it's very important for a man to know if you have been busy, so that he decides whether am I just passing by, or are we here to stay? Can you maintain a long-term relationship? Can you be a good wife? Can you be a good mother? And so I pause and I'm like, and you as a man, when you have been busy, can you keep a relationship? Can you I pose the same questions. Then he had to go on his man defensive mode. You know the lines that they keep using. "No, I'm a man, we are wired differently. Yeah, it does not matter whether a man and you know how men are." And I'm like, and then he said something. That's why marriages are not lasting, because these women of nowadays, they have been way too busy. And when they have been way too busy like that, they find it very difficult to connect with one man, because they are sleeping around with different types of men, and they don't know how to connect. I paused and I said, I have a different view. I have a completely different view on on everything. I have a different view on what I've experienced, and I have a different view on what can break a marriage, you know. But then surprisingly so, it really made me think to myself and wonder. I think we are listening too much to a woman on what can break a marriage, and we are not listening to a man on what can break a marriage. Men have different views on what can break a marriage, and women have different views on what can break a marriage. And I think there is a mistake from my side that I need to start rectifying, because when I listen to what can break a marriage, I always listen to women's stories, and I never really paid attention to listening to men, or yeah, hear men's side of stories is into what really, from men's point of view, can break a marriage. And it really took me back. His conversation really took me back in my dating scene, as in to say, and this is what I said to him. And I said, I don't think really men in general appreciate virgins. I don't think so. I feel like, and I had to take him back to my history, that I've seen different guys. I've seen guys, but I came to break off my virginity at the age of 25, which wasn't really something that I wanted to do. I was tired of being a virgin, because somebody that I cared for at that moment in time broke my heart. You get what I'm saying? And he kept doing it, and he kept mixing me with women. So I was like, I'm scared one day I'm gonna make a mistake. And if I give this guy my virginity, I'm a gone girl. I'm a gone girl that this person, I will be a slave to this guy emotionally, because then it's like I already thought at the moment he was the only important thing to me at the moment. So if I am to give myself to him like that, I'll be so attached like that, and he can continue to emotionally break me, and I'll just be like this. I'm like, no, I need to let go of this thing. So I let go of it, just like that, very easy. No relationship, no nothing, it's gone. And I even made sure that I'm not that guy. I blocked him off completely. I'm like, okay, we're done. Can we? I'm like, nah, thank you. I'm not like interested in a relationship like that. In a way, I used him, and I'm so sorry for that. I'm not a good thing to do, and I don't encourage people to do that. But it was a good technique for me to, you know, I didn't want to give myself to a man like that. Like, we are in a relationship and I'm giving myself to you like that. And then I asked him, do you think, and I asked him a question, do you think women become like this because you men are leading them to a position where they are emotionally detaching from men? And this is not a topic that we can go on not discussing, because I remember, and I took him to my own story, and I was like, no, you remember I broke off my virginity just like that, you know. These men that like saying, okay, can you come spend time with me? I've never done that, and women don't do that. It's a trap. And so I was like, I think today is the day that I'm gonna go to a man's place. When he says come over to my place, I've never done such things of come to my place just like that, when I know that I'm not 100% in control, when I feel like we are not a friend like that now. So I went there, and it happened, and I'm like, yeah, I'm no longer a virgin, it's done. So 2016, I was 26 years old. Yes, there was this other man that was in a relationship with me for a few months. We ended the relationship, but from the beginning of the relationship, I've been telling a guy, I'm not a virgin, but I'm not sexually experienced. I just broke off my virginity. It was like a 3-minute thing. I just broke off my virginity, and that's it. It was not a proper thing. I don't know what sex is still. But the guy couldn't believe me. It's like he gave me that thing like, you are this big, you cannot be not sexually active, you cannot. It's like when I'm telling a guy I am not sexually experienced, he does not believe me. It's like from then I lived my life explaining to men I am not experienced, and they don't trust me. They never trusted me. I was never trusted by men like that. And so I'm now, we are trying to get back together. He is sorry according to the messages, and I believed he was sorry. And so I thought to myself, maybe things are not working out with men because I am not, sleeping with men. And I think my journey with men started after high school. I never dated in high school. I started dating after high school, when I was like at university, not doing a short course before I go to university to do the course that I want. But I remember there was a guy that I've dated, the first guy I dated. He was just, he just wanted to like smash, and I'm like, yo, I'm still 18 years old. I remember I finished school when I was 17, so I should be 18 years old by then. I'm like, no, nah, I'm not doing that. So the relationship ended. So the relationships that continued later on, even though it's a thing where you go like, no, but I want to carry myself together like this, but still you expect a man to love you. But I think I was selfish then, because then I expect men to love me correctly when I'm not sleeping with them. I think I was selfish. It's better, okay, if I am to advise a sister, I would tell a sister that if you're not ready for activities, just stay single. I would do that. I would advise the next person like that. But also, the way we are raised up, we are raised in a way that carry yourself nicely so that you give yourself to a husband. That's how it's supposed to be. But it does not look like, and this is my personal experience. If you are a woman and you have carried yourself together for so long, can you just come forth and give us your experience if you can? My experience gave me that men do not appreciate women that have carried themselves together like that. In a way, I don't think they appreciate virgins like that. Me, I thought if you are to be even big and you're still a virgin, men will go like, whoa, I got myself a virgin. But it doesn't look like that. Men, they're like, you're a virgin. They either tell you, oh, you are too good for me. I don't want to break your heart like that. Or they tell you, and I remember my husband also gave me that line. He also gave me that line in when I met him in one of their conversations. He's like, you seem to be a good girl, and I've done ABCCC, I do ABCCD, and I'm like, oh, okay, are you willing to drop ABCDE? And he's like, oh, okay, yeah. And I'm like, okay, then it's fine, But apart from that, they always give this line that you seem to, people like judging people from their cover, how you walk, how you look. And I really looked like the wake up girls, because then I would do my nails. I loved myself weaves. I loved myself lashes. So men thought I was a wake up girl. I loved myself very long heels. So men would think I'm a wake up girl, but I'm not a wake up girl. I'm just a girl that like things, but I'm so focused and I know what I want in life. So then I remember giving, back to the story, I remember giving this guy a chance. And this guy, I was like, let me, I'm 26 years old, and I'm like, okay, maybe the reason why men are really not staying in my life, I started questioning myself. It's because one thing that I've noticed is that we nobody gives you a manual to this life thing. Sometimes you are following the right teachings, and then things just happens to you, and then you get a wow shock for your life, like, what am I supposed to do now? I thought if you do this, then you know you are gonna get a proper man, or something. But it's like, you're a virgin, men just start cheating. They don't want to break or play with you like that. And I thank God, really, the ones that I got, they didn't want to play with me like that, but they will cheat on you. Then you see but you are having another woman. But I was so selfish to think like that, because I would be like, but why are you having another woman if you have me? But truth is, I'm not sexually satisfying them because I'm not sleeping with them. So I think it makes sense now that I'm grown up. But at the moment, I'm like, you're not doing that. You're not doing that. Yeah. And yeah. So I thought to myself, I started really having a very, very serious talk with myself and say that, no, I cannot be, maybe I must do things differently. You know, they say you cannot do things the same way and expect different results. So now, and that is the point. 2016, 2015, a lot of men started posting about inexperienced women. Nah. It was like a trend posting that time, and I'm just like, okay. So men want experienced women. So this guy wants me back, and he really has been sorry. And I'm like, oh, okay, he seemed to really, really be sorry. And by the way we broke up, it was just one of those silly things. It was not really a big thing. You know, I've always attracted younger guys because I've been so tiny. I could attract a guy that is a year younger than me. I'm a year, he's a year younger than me. It's like I've dated such guys. Every time I go find out, how old are you? Oh shit, he's young again. So it's one of those moments for me. But I've been so tiny that bigger guys don't approach me like that. Younger guys approach me. So yeah. So this guy broke up because I was younger. I was bigger than him. So he just woke up one day and then he told me that I cannot be with you because you are bigger than me. You're gonna get yourself a man and you're gonna da unnecessary things. I'm like, oh, okay, bye. That was it. And then maybe later on he was like, oh, hi, morning, how are you feeling? I'm like, I'm fine. You expect me to be not doing well, or what's going on? And then the next, I think he felt guilty. I don't think he meant it. And then he kept chatting, then we friend zoned one another, and then he was like a little bit sorry, but I'm like, my age is not gonna change. I'm still gonna be bigger than you. So we go back, and then but I think I also didn't love the guy like that. If I loved him, I think I wouldn't have given him tough time. But then I remember one time I was in a different town, so I traveled to Windhoek, and he was like, can you come over? So I went to the guy, and you see, I was like, but maybe you must really give a guy a chance, and a fair chance. And you know, and I thought to myself that if you don't sleep with men like this, then they will just be cheating on you, and then you get AIDS, because if they're cheating on you, they can bring anything, you know. And maybe if you are sleeping with them, then they won't cheat on you, and they won't bring unnecessary things home. And I started being in my brain, and I told this guy that it's okay, then it's fine. So sex happened. That was the second attempt. I am telling this guy, I am not experienced. I'm not a virgin, but I'm not experienced. I just broke off my virginity, and that experience of breaking off my virginity, if it's a sin, I can explain. It was like a not even a minute, 2 minute thing. It happened so fast, and I'm like, is this sex? I was very like, is this sex? Oh, okay. So this guy, I'm telling him I'm not experienced, so I expected him to teach me what is happening, and he did not teach me. He thought I knew, because every time when I'm telling him I don't know, he is not coming forth to say, if you don't know, let's do it together, I'll teach you. No, he is just doing his thing. And so it was what it was to me. And I'm like, and I really loved asking myself a question: why do people have sex? This thing is not nice. It's not interesting. Why do people then have sex? Why? So, and then I was like, oh, okay. Too bad that guy ghosted me. He ghosted me. He ghosted me because I expected us to, talk to one another. And this is one thing that I learned in life, that you can carry yourself so much. You can stay with a person in a relationship for too long, or somebody can be after you for too long, but it does not mean that you being with them for too long, for like a year or more than a year, and then you give yourself to them after a year, they're going to take you serious. They might ghost you. And that is just a reality of life. And a lot of women don't know this. And if we don't talk about these things, when people are not gonna know. And one thing I've noticed is that with this life thing, no one really gives you a manual on what to do, and people don't really have discussion with us girls to say, be careful, don't do this, do this, do this, do this. Now here I am. I have my Christian lessons to say you don't have sex before marriage, and that's it. So now I am having my Christian teachings to say you don't have sex before marriage. You pass, you go to school, you concentrate on your school, you pass your grade 12, you go to university, you get yourself a boyfriend, you get married, you get a job, or you get a job, get married, you have children. That is the theory that I had in my head. But you get a boyfriend breaks your heart. But I'm like, no, this is not the book that I read. The book did not say you're going to break my heart just like that. I'm a virgin. Are you supposed to carry me like gold? Men will show you flames. Okay, here I am. Guy ghosted me, and yeah, he ghosted me. I really picked up that he didn't care about me. So I'm like, I have to pick myself up, move on with my life. Luckily, I came back to Windhoek the next year, 2017. So there's this other guy that was like interested in me, kind of thing. I don't know what that situation was. So I'm like, I'm 27 years old, and the only time I tried to have sex was when I broke off my virginity and when I tried to make things work with this guy, but he ghosted me. So here I am now. I'm thinking to myself, okay, what must I do now? Okay, what must I do? And so I am really minding my business, and yeah, this guy keeps visiting me. Things happened, but I told him I'm not experienced. But if you are to get to this activity with me, then you must teach me. He seemed to believe me. He seemed to believe me, and yeah, things happened. While things are busy happening, I'm noticing we are noticing one another with my husband, and we didn't give each other a chance like that. We could say hello, hi, but we didn't give each other a chance like that. We went to give each other a chance after this whole situation is done. Now, this is when I'm catching my husband on the topic to say, remember when you met me? Remember when you met me? And you also, you did not give me the vibes of you appreciate a woman that is not too well experienced like that. Because if I am to count times the activities have happened from the very beginning of breaking of my virginity to now, to the moment I met my husband, I couldn't even count it to 10. I couldn't even count it to 10. So the situationship ended, and then now here we are. Now I'm like saying to him, no. Now it's like I don't know what men really want. I have to ask him a question. You know what happened to me in my past? This is what happened. I felt not appreciated. I met you. And I met you, and the activity happened. You said to me that I don't know how to do the activity. But I was so embarrassed. Yeah, he said to me, yeah, you don't know. And I told him, I don't know, because I'm not well experienced like that. I broke off my virginity. I tried to sleep with this guy. He ghosted me. I was having a thing trying to learn. It didn't last for long like that for me to learn. And here we are. And so he was like, yeah, but I was telling you so that you learn. And I'm like, oh, okay, not a problem. Luckily, he ended up teaching. Yeah, yeah, but I taught you. Yeah, he ended up teaching me. Okay, which is I appreciate, because he's one of the people that really went to the extent of saying, I pick up, you are not well experienced, because I told him, but I think he also didn't believe me. But when the thing happened, he picked up, I don't know. So he then come back to say, let me teach you. So he was, and I really took myself in to say, okay, now somebody is willing to teach me. Okay, let me teach you. And it was like really, really lessons of, okay, fine. Now I finally get somebody who understands me, who's like, I understand you are here, but I am willing to teach you. So he was really doing the teachings, proper teachings. Move like this, do like this, it's done like this. And then you learn. You learn really when you have a good teacher. But the reason why I brought this up is to say, do you then appreciate, because if we are saying you do not want a woman who has been so busy, when I have not been so busy, these people in my line of finding me not too busy, I don't think they appreciated me until I came to where we are. I don't think they appreciated me like that. Why then would you say men do not want, because I can disagree. If you tell me that men do not want women that are busy, my personal experience, I will tell you that no, that's not what men wants. Men wants women that are well experienced, because that's my experience. They showed me that they want women that have been all over the place, and then he have to go like it all depends. Then he gave his explanations of something else, and it really brings down us to one thing, to say that I don't think we all in life wants different things. Does it really matter? I think I must pose a question here. Does it really matter? Does it really matter whether a woman has been busy, or you just want a woman that you love, whether they've been busy or not? If you love them, then you stick to them. If you don't love them like that, then you don't stick to them. Am I making sense? Yeah, am I making sense? And also another thing, I do not want to take away. And also I have a question. Do women really become these slay queens and wild because you just wake up and you're like, you know what, I want money in exchange with this activity, I want to be wild? Or do we think as men are turning women into this type of women that they're becoming? And then coming back to the main point of why I decided to film this video, is that he said, or my partner says, that's why marriages are breaking. It's because women have been too busy and they cannot connect. If I have to ask about your history of your partners in sexual activity history, it's because I need to make a decision whether, are you for keeping or can I pass by? Are you for really keeping? Can I keep you? Are you a woman that can maintain a long-term relationship, or can I pass by? And then it really also comes back to me and say, do men really come to women, most of them nowadays, because you want a woman to like build, or do you just come to women as one of those women that you want to chop and go, and maybe you only stay later on when you realize that this woman is not one of those pass and go type of women? Am I even making sense? Okay, let's hope you understand. Bringing us back to what I really wanted to discuss is that do you think marriages are breaking because we as women, we are failing to connect like that? Like we have been too busy, like when you have been too busy with different type of men and you cannot connect to one man? Because I do not really want to run away from the fact that I started taking cabs last year December, I packed my car and I started taking cabs because there's something that I want to concentrate on and do and finish it. It's a project and I need money for that rather than going to the bank or rather than wasting money on petrol. Petrol went way dramatically way too up, and I made the decision. So I have chats with different type of men that drive taxis, and men, these men are sleeping with married women. And I do not really want to run away from the fact that women are not cheating, because one of the things he stated is that no man wants a woman that is cheating like that, that is sleeping around like that. And I really want to agree with him, because in a way, really women are busy. I thought, my understanding the whole time was, I thought men cheat. I don't think I don't think men are cheating like that. I think women are cheating. I think women are cheating. And it really opened my brain, because I was so much in a corner where I was like, men cheats, men this, men this. And then I remember when my husband said to me, don't make it a gender thing. And then I post back immediately, because I wanted to make it a gender thing. Don't make it a gender thing, because women too are busy, which is true. And then now, and then really it comes back to that is what men, because men know what they want. If a woman cheat, he's gone. One thing about men really knows what they want. If he finds out you're cheating on him, I don't think they forgive like that. If they forgive, really, honestly, it's a 1%. They're gone. On their side, he can really maybe sit and say marriages are breaking because women cannot connect like that. Not all of them, but majority, most of them nowadays. I thought really men cheats, but women are busy. We do have decent women still left, but women are busy. And I do not want to say some of them are just cheaters. Some of them are cheating because men are cheating. And they're like, okay, let me retaliate. You're cheating on me? Let's play this game. You don't care about me like that. Let me cheat on you too. So, however, I have my whole different idea on why men cheat. Not why men cheat, why marriages breaks. Number one, I think critically so, Christianity. Somebody's trying to call me. I don't know whether I must just ignore this thing. Yeah, just decline it. I'll just decline it and continue with my video, and I'll get back to them. Decline. Sorry. Let's continue. And then it brings us to why do marriages breaks. That's the whole idea of me shooting this video. That I just put it out there to say I have a different experience with men when it comes to really, do men of nowadays take women serious like that when you carry yourself, when you carry yourself nicely, do men really appreciate a woman that have carried themselves nicely like that? Do they? But I also do not want to deny the fact that sometimes we women, we go for the bad ones, the bad guys. Sometimes there are good guys that approaches us like that, but when we don't want them, we just want these bad guys also. So, but let's come to why marriages end. Why do we think we have a high rate of divorce nowadays? Why are marriages ending? This is my understanding. My understanding goes like marriages are ending because this union of Christianity, we I don't think we fully understand what a marriage is. I don't think all of us fully understand what a marriage is, the ground that it's built on, the rules that comes with it. when it comes to Christianity, this union is only for 2 people, not for 3 people, not for 4 people, and it applies to both parties, gender aside, being it a woman, being it a man. And I don't think we understand. If we are building this union in Christianity, I don't think we are obedient like that. We do not want to be obedient. So we find ourselves in situations whereby one partner cheats on another person, the relationship comes to an end. One partner cheats on another person, the other one decides I will retaliate and cheat back, and then it's a whole mess like that. Because nowadays people are coming up with open marriage. Also, you are opening the marriage to other parties. Let me also sleep with whoever I want, because now we are in an open marriage. So it's a whole mess. When people don't understand this whole union, why are we here, then it becomes a whole mess, to my understanding. Another thing is that, and I do not want to make it a gender thing, because for as much as I strongly want to point the finger at the men, yo, women, we are doing things. So let me not go to gender. Another thing, let us talk about in-laws. We find ourselves in situations whereby in-laws can just be a pain in the neck. Not all the time. Some of the in-laws are very nice, but we do have those in-laws really that are just very hectic, and they're just trying to make people's marriages life very terrible, and you know, they're just raining peace. We have such, though not all of them are bad, and not in all cases you find that they are bad in-laws. Some of the in-laws are very good, but also we find ourselves in situations whereby another reason that I can think of is money. Money is such an issue, eh? Money can be such an issue. You know, you find yourself in situations whereby some people are just not coming forth to support with activities in the house. Not like they don't have a job, they do have a job, but they're just not supporting like that. Activities outside the house, to them, more especially entertainment, they come number one rather than the house responsibilities. And then financial abuse in a way comes in, and that is a topic that I think we can cater for someday, as in to explain what is financial abuse. How well can we handle finances? Because I picked up that finance, when it's not well handled, it can be a problem. We are talking about just simple finances, or sometimes debts. You find yourself just getting yourself into unnecessary debts that is draining all of you down to the ground. And you know, when financial freedom is also very, very beautiful, because if you then find yourself in debts and you are not financially okay like that, it can also ruin peace in the house. And communication, one thing that I picked up about us couples is that we come from different backgrounds. We are different people. We are not the same. So we cannot be completely the way the next person wants us to be. It's just impossible. So there are those differences, and plus also we are not the same sex. We are different sex, and they are coming together. So the communication part can be such a hassle. I don't think we really communicate to listen to one another properly to solve problems. Most of the time we just listen to respond. You say A, I say B. You say D, I say C. It's just a whole mess. So communication, when it's not really well taken care of, it can be a mess. And we can be guilty for such activities. Some of us, like myself, I don't think I'm really too good with communication like that. I think it's something that I need to work on. And forgiveness is such a thing that when people talk about forgiveness, you go like, it's so easy. When people say just forgive, it looks like it's such an easy thing, but it's a whole lot of work for you to forgive another person. It's a whole lot of work, and you just go like, oh my God, it's not so easy to forgive. And I think if we can really practice forgiveness correctly, truly, on both sides, yeah, consideration of other people's feelings before you do action. Consider your partner's feeling. How will my partner feel about this? On both sides. If we have an I don't care situation whereby you're like, I will do me, then we have a problem. More especially on your daily activities and life. You're like, I'll do me. It's like the other person does not exist. I'll do me. When it comes to I will do you, then it's a problem. Friends, you're the type of friends that people have in this world. You wonder, the type of friends that we drag um, in our lives, they matter. So the type of friends that we really choose for ourselves are very important, and they can too be a contribution to marriages breaking, because you find those friends that don't even respect your home. They just do as they please. They just do as they please. But at the end of the day, we cannot entirely put them on friends. Accountability must be there, as in to say us as human beings. Those friends won't be so comfortable disrespecting our homes if ourselves are not giving them power to disrespect our homes. So it comes hand in hand there. What else maybe didn't I talk about that I'm picking up that can be the whole? I do not want to include this whole situations of, I don't think that's much of an issue. I don't want to put it here. Or let me leave it. I don't want to put it here. I'll have a separate discussion on it. What else? Let me end here and say, comment down below on reasons as in why you think marriages ends, so that we learn, so that we avoid such mistakes. And yeah, um yeah, what do you think about this whole situation? What do you think marriages end? Why do you think marriages end? Do you think it's really a matter of all the above, or it's a matter of women, busy sleeping around, and men busy sleeping around because they cannot really connect with one person? They are very busy before marriages. But also, what happened? Where did we go wrong? The theory was very simple. You get yourself a good girl, you appreciate her, you marry her. And where did we go wrong with that theory of just appreciating a good girl when she comes around? But I think also sometimes some men are not ready to commit. Yes, we find ourselves in a situation where you are a good girl and you get a man, but the man is not ready to commit. It could be the situation. It could be the situation. And sometimes when a man says, I am not ready to commit, we are not ready to understand like that. That is a person that is busy playing, but they don't want to play with you, but they are not ready to have one committed relationship at the moment. But why? They want to be busy doing what? Okay, let me comment down below. Let's hope we just had a discussion. Out of a discussion, I was like, but I do not want to believe that. And there's also something that he said. He said, when we grew up, and I think this is something that we need to rectify as parents. He said something to me, and then he said, that's why Moshuambo hakutiwa omimi kwateni now. Have you ever heard an elder telling omati kwatenawa? And then I post and I say to myself, this is a mistake our people back in the days made. Because they are not telling a boy child kucha ikwata now, they are telling a woman child kucha ikwata now. And I'm telling my husband that, look, this used to happen back in the days because back in the days there were no contraceptives like that. Shitakuti ikwata now, it means that if you mess up, you are pregnant. And if you're pregnant, your life is, more especially if you're pregnant and you are not in a position to take care of yourself, your life is completely turned upside down. It's like you're going that direction and then this life just say, hold up, hold up. And you just don't, there are really people that makes it through, but some people really, that's why most of the time you would find women were conscious about telling women ikwateni now. But I also think there are mistakes that our people made because they don't really take women through life experiences like that, as in to say, look, this is the harsh reality of life. So don't do ABC. You will get yourself into this situation, which is not good. Okay, if you want to avoid this situation, try ABC so that you don't become pregnant or something. It did not really give you lessons like that. You just grew up and you're on your own, and maybe some people got the privilege. Well, congratulations to them, and thank your parents or thank your people for taking you through that. But now I'm telling my husband that, look, that is no longer relevant, because Ikwata now back in the days was so that you don't fall pregnant and Ikwata now this does not apply, because sex is just sex. People have sex and no baby is made. It does not mean that every time you have sex you are producing a baby. You're just having sex for fun and everybody goes to their house and that's it. You are emotionally unattached. The woman is also emotionally unattached, more especially in the world where nowadays men don't really want to ask women out anymore. They are assuming they are in situationships and they want, you just don't know where life is headed to. But you don't tell me that we might find ourselves in situations whereby really Ikwateni Nawa applies today. Ikwateni Nawa is for all of us, because nowadays there are diseases that are very deadly that affects all of us, being it whether you are a man, you are a woman. Not like back in the days where people were just like in the Garden of Eden, where there are no diseases, just eating their apples. And if you now get yourself involved with another opposite party, you become pregnant. That was the only thing that could happen. Apart from that, nothing else. There were no diseases. Nowadays there are different types of diseases that everybody can get, being it our boy children's, our girl children's. That's it. Pregnancy can be avoided. I mean, people can now go and have contraceptives and you don't become pregnant and can just hoe around like men are hoeing around, and it's just a whole mess then. So, and then he had to agree that, okay, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. And nowadays also we have plastic surgeries going on, whereby you find a woman with different types of children and they're still sexy. They just go and have that slim stomach and nice booty, and you're just like, oh, well, okay. But there are these plastic surgeries nowadays. People are going under the knife and they're just shaping themselves the way they want. So really this thing of Ikwata now does not apply. Not anymore. The only thing that really and it apply maybe it's making money, and that can be a topic for another day, more especially the way women are milking men for money. Like, this thing of men are providers. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it in an environment, in a world where we are like free like this. Anybody can get a job and men are providers. Women are supposed to do what? Just chopping men's money. Everybody goes to school, graduate, get jobs. It's equal. Now you get the job whether you're a woman or you're a man. And you just can come together and work together as a team. It should be one person should be, while this one is milking the other one. It's just a whole mess. But nevertheless, please comment down below and actually give, if you can give your experience, more especially men, come here, gather here. I want to know, do you really appreciate virgins? Because I do not want to think that nowadays being a virgin is not appreciated. I do not want to be convinced that because that is what I experienced, I do not want to be convinced that being a virgin, you want to be appreciated. Men just want to smash. And it's so sad because sometimes I'm in a relationship with you, but I'm not ready to have sex. Can't we be in a relationship not having sex, and then we get married, and then we have sex, and then we have children? Doesn't that happen? Oh, but I think there's a danger there. Yeah, I think there's a danger there. I think men picked up there's a danger there. But there should be a danger. I want to believe there's a danger in that era. I think there's a danger. Yes, there's a danger. There is a danger because to my experience, I picked up that men have different sizes. And you do not want to find yourself with a size that is not satisfying you. It can be a nightmare. And that is also something that we don't talk about, because then if I just go like, you carry yourself good, you find yourself married, then you find yourself in a situation where you are not happy in bed. I think that also contributes to why people are cheating, and so many things that can happen. But yeah, let us gather here. This is not for small girls. If it's for small girls, learn something from it and see what you can do with your life. Be careful. Just be extra careful. If I'm to advise the next woman out there, I would tell you that carry yourself, put yourself together. Don't let the world change you up to a point where you feel like you're ready, and then make decisions when you yourself are in control. You are in control. You know what you're doing. You are ready, and you must test your partner every after 3 months. Don't worry whether you are married or not, in a relationship or not. From the beginning of dating my man that I'm with today, I test every after 3 months. We test every after 3 months. We test even in marriage. We test after 3 months. It's just good that way, so that if God forbid we pick up something, we are able to take care of it while it's early. Yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. So please come down and yeah, let's talk. What do you think breaks marriages? And do you think men appreciate virgins? I have two questions. Do you think virgins are appreciated like that? And what really do you think breaks marriages? I have two questions. And give your story if you're interested, or if you can have a further discussion on this, we can have a further discussion. Yeah, let us learn, because I picked up that we don't really have a manual to this life thing, and we just find ourselves in situations and you're like, how do I handle this? How do I handle this? How do I handle this? But when you listen to other people's stories, you have an idea of what life can offer, and you can have an idea of how to how to handle situations better. Yeah, because you just find yourself growing old and you're like, okay, what's happening here? Yeah, but yeah, come down and let us discuss this. Let's hear from you, and let's see. Bye.